the doubt.
But he has no scars on his chest.
I don't care.
He made a big statement there.
I saw a surveillance video this morning on the news. I heard 2 news stories on my way in about shootings at fucking house parties over the weekend.
well,
2 separate shootings on Long Island.
But
one in Uniondale. Go figure. There was a party going on, some uninvited guests, and shooting started. You never hear that.
But
Jesus.
he's saying he did mortgages at 3 in the morning with his uncles at the age of 14. Why don't we ask him about that? That
When
sounds
I
a little
was
weird.
14, it was a very good year. I did mortgages with my uncle and got beat up like a queer. Poor bastard.
Explain the 14-year-old doing mortgages with his uncles at 3 in the morning.
Well, it was a nepotism thing. My uncles used to work out in Melville, Long Island, doing a lot of mortgages. They opened up a branch in Midtown, and I asked them for a job, and they said, yeah, we'll let you have a job. I was the receptionist.
Hey, Ernie, you got a job.
And the hours go all the way to 2, 3 in the morning?
Well, like I said, I had no friends growing up, so it was the radio that babysat me and my work that I was able to do.
But no one works at 2 in the morning. That's the point.
Especially as a
I do.
receptionist. Who
I
comes
do.
to
I did a lot of the Microsoft Word documents, a lot of the files that had to be photocopied, all that.
Oh, yeah?
That was my thing. That was how I kept myself busy and out of trouble.
Why were they working
You
at
just said
that
you got
hour?
robbed 40 times.
Well,
You didn't
that's
keep
not,
yourself
really
out of
keeping
that
you out
wasn't
of
asking
trouble.
for trouble. That was
Would have been 80
trouble finding me.
So why so late, though?
I guess I just lost track of the time, because they had the TV there, so sometimes I would just stay there because, like I said, I had no friends growing up, so if I needed to hang out, I would hang out there in the little lounge they had.
All right, show us one scar from the 40 times you were robbed, mugged, and beat up. One
Well, I
scar.
have a scar on my hand, if you see that one.
How did that happen?
That was when I was running, and the guy nicked me.
That little teeny line? What's that?
Line, that's one.
The guy nicked you while
I had
you were
a scar
running
under my chin that I had stitches for when I fell running
from another robber?
from another robber.
He's a real tough guy.
He fell running. There
He
was
has-
no robber.
He has a flight instinct.
People probably came up to him asking if he had the time,
Yeah.
legitimately wanting the time.
Just runs into a tree.
No,
I'm
that's
being
what
robbed.
they actually
Ah.
does that. They had they would ask you for the time, and then you would reach for like a wallet, or I mean not a wallet, a cell phone or something, and then they would try to rob you that way. That was a big thing on Staten Island back in the early 2000s. It was like a gang initiation of I think the Bloods.
Oh,
To
shit.
get the time from a small girl?
They were, well, they weren't Uncle Paul Bloods. They were the
What do you mean?
the Uncle Paul Bloods.
What's that?
It was a joke.
No, I had none of the makings of a joke.
I know. That was,
None of the
Derek is a big fan. He walked into the studio on Saturday before we went on the air, and he put his headphones on with the left headphone on and the right one off, and said, "Look, I'm wearing my headphones like Jim Norton."
Oh, so
he's a
you
big
know
fan.
how that
Nice.
works. That's a pretty big fan, then.
I do switch occasionally, though.
Just to change it up a little
Mix
bit.
it up.
I can't have both headphones on.
No?
Stephen S. from Bayshore says this guy's been robbed more times than the Wine Dance 7-Eleven.
Oh, damn.
And Puddle of AIDS writes, he's not a victim of racial crimes, he's just clumsy.
Yeah, he just falls down.
Yeah, you
when was the
seem to
last time you
fall.
got robbed?
Yeah.
last time I was robbed, actually, I haven't been robbed in a long time. Last time I was robbed was a year ago, walking home from.
What happened with that one?
I was in Bensonhurst in an Italian. I don't even know if you can classify it as a robbery. I was chased out of Bensonhurst by a guy.
What were you
telling-
doing in Bensonhurst?
My ex-girlfriend used to live in Bensonhurst.
He was using his body to jimmy open car doors. Very svelte.
So you're in Bensonhurst.
And I guess he was drunk. This Italian guy was like, "Get the fuck out of my neighborhood, you goddamn spick! Get out of my neighborhood."
No wonder you
Get out
hate
of here."
blacks.
That I believe.
Italian chased you out, thought you were Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So he's blaming on blacks. An odd boy.
And Jordan writes, "Oh, Microsoft Word. That's why you were there at 2 a.m." And then he just writes, "LOL." And then writes, "Does Ron Fez still have the intern that lied about having a 250 bowling average?"
Fast Freddy.
Fast Freddy?
No longer with us.
No longer? Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he did. One of his 40 robberies was a year ago, where he got chased out of
Bensonhurst.
because he was harassing a girl, obviously.
Wasn't
Yeah.
harassing a
If
girl.
I was to believe your stories,
Which you don't.
I'm not really sure. You put yourself in some strange situations, making it easier to get robbed.
If you got
Making
robbed
it easier for people to fuck with you.
40 times, you must be pretty happy that it's been a year since you got robbed once.
No, definitely. But listen, when you're the size of a 17-year-old anorexic girl, getting robbed is like an everyday thing.
I'm the same size as you.
Oh, you're not. You're not.
How many times have you been robbed?
0.
Well, because you're black.
You are black, yeah.
I can say I've been robbed 0 times as well.
0
Yeah,
times.
Travis and you are both
And
the same size.
I've walked at 3:30 in the morning in New York for the last 5 years.
You just
so have
jinxed
I.
yourself.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
what
no,
a
trust
jinx.
me. I think about it.
How
all
do
the
you
time.
how do you prevent how do you stay safe? Have you done things where you thought like this is a bad situation, maybe I should step aside?
You're always at that time. You're always very aware,
Hyper
of everything
alert
that's
of
going
your
on around
surroundings.
you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Trust me. I've had people come up to me and ask, oh, you want this? You want girls? You want
Yeah.
drugs? And no, you just keep walking. You
I've had that too.
just keep walking.
Multiple times been asked for the time. Do I want to see some girls? Do I want coke? Lots of stuff. You just wave your hand. No, and keep walking.
Why, dude?
I don't even acknowledge.
You're a
them.
kid. Enjoy all those things.
I don't think that they would actually
You're
supply
a
me
kid.
with the goods.
Coke, girls, what's wrong
You're
with
getting
you?
robbed, you think?
I think they might just take my money and then cause physical harm.
That time thing is the best fucking thing because first of all, why does anyone want to know the time at 3 in the morning on the street? It's like you're so up to no good. You're gonna distract me. I'm gonna look at my watch or pull out an iPhone and check the time that way.
Especially when there's 3 of you and all 3 of you combined can't figure it out.
Yeah,
amongst
can't figure out what
yourselves.
time it is. You
Nobody's
can't
got
walk.
a phone.
There's clocks all over in Times Square. There's just the lights show the time.
None of you have cell phones that you could look at. I actually stop and I'll sit them down. I'll go, sit down, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, I'm going to talk with you.
But
A cell phone.
Not all those people who approached me were black men.
Really?
Yeah. I've been approached by white men, Hispanic men, and
There's
black
probably a
men.
lot of people going, well, who was that fucking asshole man lady with the Walona hair who wouldn't give me the time? I really wanted to know what time it was.
Some Walona hair.
All right, continue with the tweets there, Derek. There's some good ones going up. You did the Sean Bell, so the next one there.
Yeah.
Okay, this one says, been listening to 20 on 20 and Alt Nation lately. I've just lost my testicles, but I'll never be ghetto and go to Shade 45 or Hip Hop Nation.
Don't like that hip hop stuff, huh?
Not at all.
Why don't you like the hip hop?
Because if you take the lyrics out of hip hop, it's that same 3 beats over and over again. It's not creative. With a rock band, if you take out the lyrics, you still have the creativity of the drums, the bass, the guitar, the rhythm guitar.
What's your favorite band?
My favorite band?
On Saturday, his 2 favorite bands, he said, I believe, were Led Zeppelin and Dragon Force.
No, Led Zeppelin wasn't a favorite band, but...
What's Dragon Force?
Dragon Force and Led Zeppelin were the
I
2
don't know
that he
Dragon Force.
put on par with each other.
You know them, Ope? I don't know who they
No
are.
clue.
They're a power metal band.
Okay.
Really fast.
Is Dragon Force, Travis, obviously? All right.
Put your headphones on for this, young lady.
Dragon Force, by the way, you know them. They play. They do the last song in Guitar Hero. That's like ridiculously impossible.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought I knew the name. Okay.
All right, yeah. This was the one that's like, you can't play this.
Is this the, So they're actually good musicians. Not bad.
Ejaculatory shredding.
That's hard to do?
I guess.
Sounds like fucking
REO Speedwagon.
theme song to Rocky 16. Jesus.
Well, actually, the lyricist, he's not in the band anymore. He was
No?
kicked out.
Oh, it kicked
Not
out?
bad, though.
That's all right.
Yeah, I wouldn't love it, but it's not terrible.
Dave C. wants to know if you've ever filed a police report, Derek.
Never.
No, in the
No,
40
actually,
times.
when I was really younger, my dad is he's in law enforcement, and he made me file a police report, actually.
So it'd be a yes.
So that would be a yes.
When was the first time you were robbed?
In junior high school when I was 13.
So between the ages of 13 and 18,
17. Because it's been a year.
17. So between the ages of 13 and 17, which is 4 years, you were robbed 40 times.
10 times a year.
That's once every month and
month
week.
and a half,
Every
yeah.
5 weeks.
You were robbed every 5 weeks.
Every
for
5
4
weeks.
years.
I was robbed a lot.
You were not.
I'm not.
Sarah just goes, you were not.
I would prefer to actually be lying, but you know what? It's sometimes you just got to go through it. It's like a growing up thing.
Yeah,
robbed.
I can't decide if he's lying or not. The scars on the chest kind of got to me because there was none. You had a pristine, appley, boyish chest.
The mortgage thing's weird, too.
3 in the morning mortgage? Exactly.
No one's awake to get mortgages.
Somebody landed on Marvin Gardens and he sold it.
Yeah.
Wow. How much stuff have you lost in 40 robberies?
Lots of money.
No, you haven't.
Money?
And a lot of wallets.
What's the most money you lost?
In one robbery? About maybe $120.
That's a lie. Why would you give up $120 but you wouldn't give up an iPod?
Because my iPod was worth like $300-400, and I love music, so I wasn't giving up an iPod that I busted my ass for.
Where were you when you got
6
robbed for the
months.
iPod?
Right by the library on 42nd Street.
Didn't he?
Well, no, he was right. What avenue? Fifth?
Fifth Avenue.
You were Fifth Avenue.
On Fifth Avenue, 43rd Street. Right
Fifth
by-
and 43rd.
5th and 43rd, right by the Zara.
No, we have to rewind.
Earlier.
I thought he said 6.
He did.
Yeah.
Earlier
No, I
it was
worked on 6th
6th.
Avenue. I get the bus on 5th Avenue.
You did say you were robbed on 6th Avenue earlier.
Kenny?
Yeah.
So you're off by one
there's-
avenue.
There's, your addresses don't jive here.